All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 651 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am Via Baller, where we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. And it is game week on deck for Georgia Southern. We're going to be playing the Citadel. Citadel comes to Statesboro to play the Georgia Southern Eagles at Paulson. Not going to get into much of the details of the game. It is too early. I'm going to wait to maybe about Thursday, Friday-ish to get into the details of the game. I'm just going to talk about this from a fan perspective. Game week, what does it mean? Because this season is, I think last season was supposed to be really special. And I think we came up slightly short. This is a redemption tour for us. And I think for Coach Clay Helton, this is going to be a situation where he's going to be able to redeem himself and hopefully turn things around much better than what it was before. Because don't get me wrong, we did turn around the season. We went from 3-9 to 6-7, but we should have won 8 games. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about all of that, starting with one game at a time. It's going to be versus the Citadel. We're going to talk about that and everything else under the umbrella. If this is your first time here, welcome. I can be found on YouTube and Rumble. Also, I can be found on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Stitcher is gone now, pretty much. Stitcher's going to be going by tomorrow on the 29th. The Tuesday show may not even show up on Stitcher because Stitcher's going to be going all together. So if you're on Stitcher, jump ship, go ahead and find you another avenue. I'm in the process of making another avenue for you guys who listen to the podcast. Anchor and Stitcher is kind of the same thing right now. They're basically the same umbrella, so I'm going to work on that as well. Now, one more thing before I get into the show. I know there's a lot of cuts when it's talking about the Atlanta Falcons. Jalen Mayfield was one of the ones that was cut. Not going to get into the cuts today. The reason why I'm not going to get into those today is because the 53-man roster is supposed to be released at 4 p.m. tomorrow, which is the 29th. That's when I'll talk about all the cuts, not just Jalen Mayfield, because, that was one that should have been, we felt like, a lot of the fans felt like that should have happened a lot earlier. But I will lump that into everything all the players have been cut because we're down to 86 now, and we're going to be jumping down to 53 tomorrow. So I'll be talking about all of that then. So no, don't fret. All that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and get into this. Game week. Georgia Southern, like I said, I'm not going to get into the into the nitty gritty of the game or whatever. But Georgia Southern has like a 90% chance to win this game based on the matchup predictor on ESPN Analytics. And I would say we're probably maybe a 3-4 touchdown favorite. I want to guess. I don't see a line yet. I don't even know if they've even done a line for this game. I don't see one on here or anywhere that I've been looking. Maybe I've been looking somewhere crazy, but I don't know. But I don't see a line for it. I predict this team, Georgia Southern should win this game by at least 3 touchdowns. Now, why do I say that? Well, without getting into personnel, because I know we could talk about Davis Brin and Jalen White and the passing game with Caleb Hood and, all these other receivers that we have. But when you listen to what their coach said, not our coach, but the coach of the Citadel, I don't know if it's reverse psychology. I don't know what it was. I don't have the clip. It's on Twitter. I'll probably put the link down in the description if you can hear it, if you want to listen to it. He basically says he doesn't have any faith in his team. And that's kind of weird, But, hey, I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to dwell into it too much. But I feel like that was kind of off. Now, talking about our team, this is a special moment for Georgia Southern. I mean, I believe truly this is the year that we get back to prominence. I feel like this is the year where we start our path to continuously win 8-9 games a year. We had the opportunity last year. I'm not want to point any names or whatever because, these guys will go out on the field and they give it their all. But there were some opportunities that was absolutely missed in about 4 games last year where we should have won. Like I said, I don't want to really get into names, but I'll throw out the games in mind. The Coastal Carolina game is one. The Georgia State game is another. I could say even with the game against South Alabama was another one. And I don't know, man. I kind of let me see, because we lost, the South Alabama game, and you could say Marshall because we basically late. No, I'm not gonna say Marshall. The Buffalo game, Buffalo, the bowl game. And you know those games basically that we just kind of like didn't live up to the expectations that we put ourselves on, whether it been like the passing game or the tackling, and you know those things hurt us, especially the tackling. And I feel like if we could tackle better this year, we definitely can be on our way to 8-9 wins because we were 6-7 without the tackling that we had. We predicated ourselves on getting like, you know, stops, you know, basically bend don't break. And I think that's something that can happen, you know, this year where we could absolutely turn things around. The games that I talked about, basically we lost by, you know, a touchdown or less. I think we lost by 8 points against you know, Georgia State, but that's a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. You know, the South Alabama game, 38-31. Buffalo, we lost that game by 2, 23-21. You know what I mean? So when you really look at those type of games, it really, you know, breaks your back when you look at these other games that we were very close to winning. The Coastal Carolina game, I just talked about that, 34-30. You know, we had the lead going into that in the last few minutes of that game. You know, so you know, you're talking about 3 or 4 games that we, you know, fell short. Easily could have been you know, a 10-win season. But there's no reason to be about no ifs, ands, or buts. We're talking about this season here, and it starts against the Citadel. I think this team should run through the Citadel pretty easily. I think the passing attack is going to be too much, and they're going to finish them off with the running game to finish this game out. You got guys like O.J. Arnold and Jalen White that can easily make things happen after we throw the ball all over the place. I feel like what we have with this offense is absolutely going to be on point with what we've done last year. I mean, you got to think about it. Last year, we were averaging probably around 300 yards passing a game. I mean, we were one of the top 5 teams passing in the country. Flip that from a year and a half ago when we were the top rushing team or one of the top rushing teams in the country. It's phenomenal what Coach Clay Helton has done. And when we look at what we have in front of us, I'm not trying to say that the Citadel is an inferior opponent, but their own coach said it. You know what I mean? Their own coach is the one that basically put it out there. So it's kind of disheartening to hear that they're not going to be sound like they're not going to be ready for the challenge. But you know, you just can't put nothing past anybody. Maybe it's reverse psychology. I don't know. But nevertheless, you will want these guys to be ready to go. And hopefully they are. I want these guys to play the best football they can play. Just because they come to Paulson, that doesn't mean they should lay down. But the way things are going, it just sounds like it's going to be inevitable. It's just really weird. It's really, really weird how that is playing out. I just don't know. But nevertheless, Game 1, Citadel, 6 p.m. is going to be on ESPN Plus. We're going to be hosting the Citadel, and I'm just so ecstatic. Game week, it has all the, you know, the excitement around. You know, I'm just basically just containing myself for this show, but best believe I am ready for this game. I still have an inkling to try to go down there and see this game, but I really want to go to the UAB game the following week on the 9th. That's the game I want to go to. So that's the game I'll probably be at instead of the Citadel. But I have faith in these guys. They're going to go in and take care of business, and then it's going to be on the UAB. I'm looking at the rest of these games, and I talked about this on the other episode. And to be honest, I didn't know Wisconsin will be ranked this year. They're going to be 19th in the country, probably move up by the time we play them. That's going to be really interesting to see what we can do against those guys. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Georgia Southern is not a pushover. I think we're going to have trouble with them, but they're not a pushover. Just go ask Nebraska. But nevertheless, I feel like going into these first 2 games is going to be very good to see. It's going to be a very good test for these guys, and it's going to be a good workout for both of these, especially the UAB game. it's kind of like a nice little build-up. You start off with the slightly inferior opponent, the Citadel, then you play against UAB, which is a formidable opponent that beat us by 2 touchdowns last year. You know we're going to try to get some get back there. Then we play Wisconsin, and then, we go up to Indiana to play Ball State, and then after that, it is straight Sun Belt. Straight Sun Belt. So it's going to be really cool to see how this plays out. Anyway, I just want to say that this is going to be a good season. It's just going to start off with the Citadel, and I'm really, really excited. I just can't tell you guys, I'm really excited. A little nervous as well, but I'm really excited about how this season is going to start off. I feel like these guys are going to put together a pretty good game plan, and we should get the W over the Citadel quite easily, and it'd be on the UAB. So we're getting more in depth with this team throughout the week. We're going to talk more about the Citadel as well, who they have at quarterback, what do they got going for themselves, how they're going to match up against us, and we're just going to go from there once we get closer to the game on Saturday, September 7th, 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus. I may even have the game streamed live, so if you guys want to watch in the Discord, I'll have all that information down there, because I haven't been on the Discord in a while, but I'll probably put the game up on Discord just so you guys could watch if you're not able to, because everybody don't have ESPN Plus anymore, or they don't have it at all, and I just try to make an outlet for people to watch. So if you like this commentary, the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think. It's game week. Are you excited for Georgia Southern to play? We have been moving up slightly to have a better, offense and more of a complete team. After the 3-9 season, you saw how quick things transformed. And I think it's going to be another step up from that transformation. We're going to be looking a lot better than we think we are. I think this team is going to turn some heads. Davis Brin, Jalen White, Caleb Hood, Anthony Queeley, Jalen Barton. You got some guys that are on this team, Keaton. You got some guys on offense that's going to make some things happen. I ain't even talk about like 4 or 5 other people. Defensively, I cannot forget about the guys on the defense. Marquise Watson Trent, Terrion Lee, Mark Stampley, the list can go on and on. It's so many guys that are going to be here that I'm definitely going to be watching. A lot of guys, Quadri Jackson, it's a lot of guys, Bullard, I don't know, man. It just got me kind of excited. I really, really, really am excited. So I am on YouTube and Rumble, also on Anchor, Stitcher. No, I'm not on Stitcher anymore. Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. I am working on the other avenue. So hopefully it'll be up by the end of the week. I also can be found on X at VF Baller, and the website is firstandframes.com. I'm going to get up out of here and get ready for tomorrow. Official cut day for the Falcons, and we're going to be down to a 53-man roster. We'll be talking about that. So hopefully you guys will check it out. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all be easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.